Hi, my name is Miss Emma, and today we're going to learn about recycling, composting, and what could be thrown away in the trash. Miss Kaylee's going to join me later on the video, so you'll see her soon. After the video, we're going to show you how to play a game where you're going to sort items based on if they're recyclable, compostable, or should be thrown away in the trash. And after the game, we have a Google form for you to fill out to show us what you learned. What is recycling? Recycling turns used waste and materials into new products. It prevents useful material from being wasted, and it reduces energy use and pollution. Think of recycling like a circle. A product gets used, it gets thrown away, and then it gets turned into a new product. What can I recycle? Many things can be recycled, like paper, plastic, metal, like soup cans, glass, textiles, which is the fabric that is made in our clothes, and electronic equipment can also be recycled.
So what is composting? Compost is a type of fertilizer that is made from rotting plants, yard waste, and food scraps. And fertilizer is a type of chemical that is added to dirt and soil. And this chemical helps plants to grow a lot faster and larger. In the compost material, there are bacteria and bugs. And these bacteria and bugs help to break down the waste. So some examples of bugs are earthworms. They eat whatever you put into the compost, so this helps to break down the waste and create nutrients for the soil. Composting helps to enrich the soil, and it also highly reduces the amount of garbage that is going into the landfill. So what can you compost? There are two categories of items that you can compost, and the first one is called the browns category. And items in this help to provide food for bugs that are living in the compost, and it gives it nutrients. So just some examples of items in this category are dead leaves, branches, hay, flowers, pine needles, and dryer lint. In the second category, it is called the greens category, and these usually come from plants and food scraps. Just some examples of items in the greens category are vegetable scraps, eggshells, coffee grounds, grass clippings, fruit peels, and tea bags. So I wanted to show you an example of a compost that my parents have, and you absolutely do not need to buy a compost. You can make one yourself in your own backyard with just a patch of dirt, or you can even build one yourself with materials like wood. But this is an example of one that you could buy, and it is called the green cone. And basically, this big piece of plastic sits on top of a 3-foot hole. And the type of waste that you put into this compost is everything in the greens category. So food items like vegetable scraps and fruit peels and coffee grounds, you can put all of those food scraps into this green cone. And what happens is the sun heats up this plastic and it helps to break down the food. Also in this compost, there are bugs. So earthworms and ants crawl around inside of the compost, and it also helps to break down the food. So once the food is broken down, it creates nutrients, and those nutrients go into the dirt that is around the green cone. And my parents do this because, as you can see on the right-hand side, my parents have tomato plants. So when those nutrients come from the waste, it helps the tomato plants grow a lot larger and faster. So what can you throw away in the trash? Trash is considered items that are not made to be recycled or composted. And many people throw things away because they're broken and they cannot be reused. So we make trash every single day in our homes. I wanted to show you some examples of things that you should throw away in the trash instead of trying to recycle or compost them. Some examples here are baby diapers, light bulbs, broken glass, styrofoam, food wrappers, and paper towels.
Now that you know about recycling, composting, and what to throw in the trash, we have an activity for you to try called Recycling Waste. To find the activity, go to our class Padlet, find today's date, and click on Recycling Waste Activity. To play the game, you will be given 3 waste bins, one for compost, one for recycle, and one for trash. Various kinds of waste materials will be shown on the screen, and it's your job to sort these waste materials by clicking, dragging, and dropping the waste material in the correct bin. Here's a video showing you how to play the game. So you just click, drag, and drop. If it's correct, the item will fall into the bin, and if it's wrong, the item will be sent back, and you'll have to try again. After the game, we have a recycling waste quiz for you to show us what you learned. To find the quiz, again, go to our class Padlet, find today's date, and click on Recycling Waste Quiz. And then the image on the right should pop up. And that's all for today's lesson. See you tomorrow.